there are things about my life that I haven't told you either, you know?
This is different, Scott.
How do you know?
I just do, trust me.
Well, different doesn't necessarily mean worse.
If it didn't, I wouldn't have been so afraid to tell you.
You're not anymore.
Yes, I am. But I'm more afraid not to tell you.
Go on. I'm listening.
This is hard.
Celeste, look at me. You can tell me. It's all right.
We haven't got a chance in hell if we're not totally honest with each other, right? I mean, keeping secrets is just as bad as lying. Don't you think?
Yes, I do think that. Listen, sweetheart, I told you that I had a secret that I wasn't too proud of either. From my childhood. Now, speaking with Heather, I realized that I couldn't keep it from you any longer. So maybe if I go first, it would help you.
Is Harrison McKenna a limited partnership?
Was as of 5 minutes ago.
I already asked you that, didn't I? I've been reading the same paragraph over and over and over, and I still don't know what it says.
What's the matter?
Am I one of those people who can't take it when it goes right?
I think you're one of those people who knows when she's got a lot to lose.
Well, I mean, we have almost lost a lot. I mean, lots of people lose things around here all the time. But it's a happy ending.
Maybe we should call them happy beginnings.
Why does it still feel like I'm holding my breath?
You can let it out now. I think we got peace and prosperity coming from here on out. Scratch peace. Whatever that is, Lisa can handle it.
Only if she speaks. What language is that, anyway?
It's Greek to me. Julia,
You know I
don't
can't
do
leave
it.
her
We're
alone.
getting married on Friday. We have to conserve our energy.
Hey, first you change the date. Now you lift an eyebrow at my fantastic decorations. I have worn my eyeballs to the bone over these color schemes. You are making a fool of Anopoulos. I demand to see the bride and the groom. Where are they? Are they too much chickens to come to show their face?
We're the happy chickens. Who are you?
Who am I? Who am I? I am Spiros Thanopoulos. I am employed by Madame Sophia Capwell to create a wedding fit for the gods.
Oh, right. Sophia said that she wanted to cater it, but I just thought she meant finger food.
Finger food? My dear, for that you need a delivery boy from Socrates Deli. You don't need an artist like Thanopoulos.
Well, you see, we were sort of hoping for just a small and simple affair.
Thanopoulos is not simple. He has never been simple, and he will never be simple. I wash my hands from this wedding. Na, parta de misa sacrostau, choriates, vlachi, gifti, ilithyi, de baro.
All right already. I don't even want to know what he said.
I'll tell you what he said. He said that, I think you just lost your caterer.
Well, thank the gods.
Meyson, it is in less than 3 days.
What was the name of that deli?
You're telling me that Leo Mitchell can just waltz back into this country a free man and nobody can touch him?
All they can do is track him. That's why Jeff flew here. He knows that Mitchell's out of Argentina and he's on his way to Santa Barbara by way of Mexico.
We are talking about the monster who kidnapped my son and caused his death. He's a violent criminal. He's a known drug dealer, and nobody can do anything to stop him?
Because they can't prove it. They don't have the witnesses, and they can't arrest him for a murder he hasn't committed yet.
Oh, well, fine then. We'll just wait until he's killed you, and then we'll throw him in
Look,
jail.
I will take care of myself, I promise you, but I am afraid that he may hurt you.
You're
so please...
the one he wants. You're the one he's threatened. If the law can't protect you, then you have to leave. You have to go into hiding somewhere.
Look, I will take care of myself, but please, call Ethan.
My God, Michael, you can't just stay here and wait for him to hunt you down.
Good? Good. I was thinking to myself today, my son deserves an extra special treat. When you've worked so hard in school all year. And this is just the beginning, Brandon. Any place you want to go, any place you want to visit, show you want to see, anything, you just let me know.
Okay. That's really nice of you, Mom.
Get that letter that came in the mail this morning?
You know I did. You gave it to me.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. So, the good news?
Pretty good.
I was thinking when I handed you that letter, that Brandon, he sure is growing up fast. I mean, he may not even want to tell me what was in the letter, and yeah, he should be entitled to his privacy.
That's really nice of you, Mom.
So what do you say we go to Disneyland this week? Friday. How's that sound?
Hey, I can't do it then, but any other day would be great.
Why? What's happening on Friday?
You know, Mom.
No, I don't.
Meyson and Julia's wedding.
Oh, of course. Well, that's probably what that letter was. It was an invitation to the wedding, wasn't it? I can't believe they are going to invite you and expect you to go alone without me.
It says me and a guest.
Oh, I'm sure they thought you were going to be bringing your mother as your guest.
They would have put your name on it if that's what they meant.
You mean you're actually planning to go without me?
I didn't think you'd want to go.
Why not?
Come on, Mom, you know why. You guys don't like each other.
Me and the Capwells? We have kind of a love-hate relationship. It's been going on a long time now. I always go to the Capwell weddings. I was a bride at one 3 times, after all. It's like a tradition. I hate to break traditions.
Excuse me, I'll be right back.
Where are you going?
I need to see Bunny for a minute.
What's up, partner?
Just give me the usual.
Shirley Temple coming up. You got a problem, amigo?
Gotta make that a double.
I don't know. This idea of a small wedding is becoming more complicated than I thought.
I guess I'll call Sophia and explain.
I would appreciate that because that Greek gentleman has the idea that I'm in charge of this entire event.
Well, we have left so many of the details to you, Lisa.
I know, but you two have so much on your mind.
Well, it's not fair, and I'm sorry. Where are all these presents from?
Most of them are from people that your sister has invited.
Augusta has been inviting people?
Apparently, and the rest are from the list of your father's, Meyson.
People seem to be telling us something, Julia. Maybe I'm being selfish, demanding a small wedding. You certainly deserve a big wedding, if that's what you'd like.
Well, I have to admit, I have thought about it. Hundreds of people staring at me as I saunter down the aisle with you waiting at the end. And then I realized that all that really mattered was you waiting at the end. Small is fine.
Well, even if it is small, now that Spiro the Greek has walked out on us, we still need to think about things like the cake and drinks and refreshments.
We can all work this out together. I know that we can. Lisa, please help us.
We couldn't do it without you.
Heather said a lot of things that really got to me. One of those things was that she felt that I have a lot of hostility, namely towards women. And that she claimed that I don't trust her with our child because I don't trust any woman, period.
That's not true, Scott. I know that's not true.
I hated hearing her say it, sweetheart, but some of it made sense. I started to think about the way I would react to certain women in certain situations. Like that prostitute that came into the clinic that night that was so sick she was dying. Do you remember how hard I was on her?
Yes.
Well, there are reasons for that. My mother was a prostitute. Not on the street. She didn't turn tricks or work with pimps or anything like that. She was a lot more refined about it. But she had friends who gave her presents. And even as young as 8 years old, I knew that it wasn't right to walk into the house when I saw the curtains pulled shut.
I remember everyone in the neighborhood talking when your mother ran away.
Well, my father kicked her out of the house after he almost killed her. And I never saw her again. So I guess when you have a mother like that, it's not so strange when you have trouble trusting people. To me, her love was like a commodity that I needed to buy. Only I didn't have anything to buy it with.
You loved her, Scott. I know you loved her.
Yeah,
I know you
sweetheart,
did.
but that was just more of a burden on her. She gave herself up for the illusions of love. For all those trinkets that she must have thought were so much more important than anything else in the world. What I had to offer had no value to her. She allowed herself to be used and abused for things. You are the only woman I've ever really trusted. And I know now that's why I was drawn back to you. I love you so much, Celeste. And that's why we have to share everything. There's no reason for you to be afraid to tell me your secret. It's only gonna help us grow.
I told you I am not going to run away from the past anymore.
Even if he's gonna kill you. What are you trying to prove? You are no match for him, Michael. He is a madman. For God's sake, you've got to save yourself.
That's what I'm trying to do, Laura. I am tired of guilt. I am tired of fear. I'm tired of grief. You know, I have been running ever since Jamie died. I prayed to God to lead me out of this. And he brought you to town. All right, now Leo Mitchell is coming here. It just closes the circle. I want to end this. I want to start living again.
But you aren't talking about You're talking about dying.
You see, I really believed that I was never going to see you again, Scott. Something changed inside of me. Cut off somewhere. Inside, I was numb. I felt nothing. I didn't care. Nothing mattered. You were the love of my life.
That's all I ever want to be.
Oh. And then suddenly we're back together again, and I didn't want anything else to ever come between us again, you know? And there were all these memories of the years that I didn't have you. And I kept telling myself that they weren't important and that they didn't matter, but when you want something to work, things are important when you want to try and trust someone.
I told you that I do trust you.
I know, but you don't know everything. And maybe if you did, you wouldn't feel the same way. Maybe there are some things you just can't forgive me for.
Do you love me?
God, I love you with my life.
Well, then you've got to give me a chance to help you. You've got to tell me what you think that you did.
I may not be able to have children, Scott. God, say something, anything.
Wait a minute, how do you know that?
Because I saw a doctor.
And you were afraid to tell me that?
Yes. Knowing how you feel about having children. What if I can never give you babies, Scott? What if Heather's carrying the only child you will ever have?
What exactly did this doctor say to you?
He said that there's problems and he needs to do more tests.
Sweetheart, there are thousands of babies born all the time to women who are told that they can't have children. Believe me, there are ways around this problem. We're gonna have kids. But what we can't have is you holding on to these problems. Trust is a two-way street, you know. You've got to be able to trust me. There is nothing that you can't tell me, Celeste. Don't you understand that? Nothing.
Do I have to respond to Scott's subpoena?
Yes, you have to give the deposition.
Why are they doing this?
Because his lawyers want to know what your defense is going to be. We'll depose Scott as well.
So, will what I say in there, can they use it against me in court?
Yes, because it's a civil case. I mean, even though it's all done in a lawyer's office and the testimony's written down, it's basically like testifying in court.
I still don't understand why I have to defend my right to raise my child.
It's because
See, some men are willing to walk away from their child, either born or unborn, and Scott just doesn't happen to be one of them.
You sound like you're starting to take his side in this.
No, but strangely enough, I don't think that I would think very much of him if he would.
You know, I don't think anyone understands what's really going on here. Scott desperately wants to have a child. The only problem is the wrong woman got pregnant, so he wants to use me as a surrogate mother to have his child so he and Celeste can play mommy and daddy and have the nice, happy little family. I mean, I don't understand how he can be allowed to do that. Scott started to romance another woman while he was still engaged to me. He made love to me when he knew he really loved her, and then he left me. He had no intention of me ever getting pregnant. Now he plans to live with her in the house that we bought together. And now he insists that he has rights to raise my child, too. I mean, he wants to have everything without giving anything up. When Scott walked out on me, he gave up his right to participate in my life or in my child's life. This whole thing is about his ego. When I decided to keep my child, it was because I wanted to change my life. I'm going to love this child, I'm going to cherish it, and I'm going to protect it, even if that means keeping it from its father's selfishness.
That was impressive, Dr. Donnelly. If you're that eloquent on the stand, you've got a good chance of convincing the court as well.
I have to, because I'm not going to let anyone else have custody of my child.
Necessary for your firm to obtain a license in this state if you wish to do business here.
Hi. Excuse me 1 second. This is Henri, and he said that he would be delighted to cater the wedding.
Wonderful. On such short notice, too. I'll be with you in just a minute, okay?
So what did you have in mind?
The fee for the conversion of your partnership into a corporation will be $2,000. We look forward to hearing from you,
something simple would be.
Oh, yes, it would be simple. It would be elegant. It would be fantastic.
Well, like what, for instance?
I was envisioning a stuffed squab.
Squab?
Complemented by our very finest wines.
Oh, I see. Well, tell me, Henri, how much do you envision this tab running into?
Oh, no more than $5,000. Of course, you would not be charged for the use of the premises since you are a member of the family.
Naturally, naturally. Lisa, would you read me that last part again?
Etc., etc.,
No,
etc.
the part about the fee. I think we better make that $4,000 instead of $2,000. I'd forgotten just how much small and simple can cost in terms of time and money.
Well, you know, it's not a big problem to just change the whole thing.
We gotta land this craft somewhere.
We could elope.
Hello, Meyson.
Judge Royce, how are you? Well, do you have a minute? This may be fate, Julia. I mean, here we have a judge, a bride, a groom, and a witness. Lisa, what do you say we do it right now?
Do what?
Get married.
If you're serious about this, Meyson, I should tell you I'm due back in court in 20 minutes. Of course, that's plenty of time for the essentials.
Meyson, you can't be serious.
No, I meant it. Anything that you want.
Think how we had to call it off before.
Twice.
This way it'd be a done deal.
A lock on love at last.
Romantic as hell, too.
Sure call.
I was afraid you'd say that. No. No, it was just a passing whim, sort of born out of an inborn male aversion to details. But thank you for being so amenable, Judge Royce.
My pleasure. Best of luck to you both.
Right, thanks. See you in court.
I am so pleased that you passed that whim, so to speak. I have to go check on Samantha.
Yeah, well, I'll go in and give Henri his pound of flesh.
And don't forget that we have to take Heather's deposition today.
Right, right. What do you say we meet at the Lair for a quick lunch beforehand? We can't afford this place anymore.
God, you're cheap.
Well, I better be getting back to work.
Are you okay? You seem a little sad.
I'm fine.
Are you sure? You'd tell me if you weren't, wouldn't you? I mean, we have sort of been through the war together.
Scout's honor.
Isn't about the wedding, is it? I know they used to depress the hell out of me, especially my own.
Look, I really better be getting back to work or my boss will fire me.
Well, don't let him browbeat you. Stick up for your rights.
I'll tell him you said that.
The trouble is, Bunny, I want to invite Anissa to Mason's wedding.
It's not trouble, that's joy.
Not if Mom wants me to take her.
Ah, conflict of interest.
I can't turn Mom down. I'd hurt her feelings.
But she'd get over it. The question is whether or not you'd be able to handle the trauma of taking her.
I know they didn't invite her on purpose, and they wouldn't be too thrilled to see her there. It could be pretty awful.
All the above is true. There's no doubt about it, Brandon. You got yourself in a dilemma. Well, let's put our respective heads together and see if we can't come up with a solution.
Okay. Why do you think Mom keeps wanting to go to Capitol weddings?
Brandon, women in general are hard to figure out, and your mother in particular is in a league all her own. But you know what? I think I got a way out of your no-win situation.
Hi.
Hi.
I was watching you from my window, and it must be very fascinating out there because you haven't moved a muscle in 20 minutes.
It's strange, isn't it, how something as restless as the ocean can be so calming?
It's restless, but the ebb and flow, that's constant. You want to talk about it?
You got enough to think about without anybody else's worries.
You're not anybody else.
It's better to let it be.
That's like throwing up a red flag to me. You know how nosy I am.
I got a decision to make, okay?
Okay, about what?
We just give it up.
Probably not. What's your decision? What are your choices?
There really aren't any. There's only one thing I can do.
Okay, Scott, I will tell them, but we will be calling to reschedule. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Yes, is Mr. Price there? Do you know if he's on his way to Capitol and Capitol? Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Are you busy right now?
Hey. Well, I was just on the phone with Scott. He had to call and cancel. He was supposed to be here for Heather's deposition, but what's the matter? Did the two of you have a fight?
Oh, what makes you say that?
Well, it's the only thing I can think of that makes you look so unhappy.
Is that obvious, huh?
Well, you've never been very good at hiding your feelings. And, nobody's here if you care to talk.
Lisa, suppose that, I did something that was so terrible that Scott could never forgive me. I mean, suppose that our whole new relationship was built on a lie.
You make it sound like you've committed some terrible crime, and that can't be true.
Yeah, well, it might be in Scott's eyes. Yours, too. Except that you probably won't condemn me so quickly.
What am I supposed to understand?
I made my living as a call girl for years. And when I came back here, I picked up tricks for a pimp named Bobby, and then when things got really slow, I took to the streets and picked up my own jobs.
Why are you saying these things to me? You don't expect me to believe this.
In all conscience, I can't tell you not to bring her, Brandon, but to tell the truth, I don't really look forward to the possibility.
I know. But if I do have to bring her, I'll make sure she behaves herself.
Well, for you to have a little fun, too.
I'll try. How are you feeling?
Fine. Why? Do I look sick?
No, but I know how nervous getting married can make people. So if you need anybody to talk to before, I'll be around.
Well, thank you, Brandon. I may just take you up on that.
Just remember, women can get kind of funny before their weddings. You have to stay calm and try not to pay too much attention to what they say or do. Then everything will work out fine.
I see you've become an expert on the subject.
Mom's gotten married so many times, I can say the ceremony by heart.
Hi. What am I interrupting?
Baseball talk.
Yeah, Brandon was just filling me in on some batting averages.
I didn't know you were interested.
He's got a lot to learn, but he's smart. Well, I better get back to Mom. See you soon.
Yep. Take it easy, Brandon.
Batting averages, huh?
Fascinating subject.
Why, Hooker? You were so young and so beautiful. I mean, you still are. You could have gotten jobs as a model. Why did you have to do that?
It's a question I've asked myself about a million times, Lisa. And the only answer I can ever come up with is that my self-esteem was so shot at that point. And I did get a job modeling when I first moved to LA for this. A couple of weeks later, and about the third time it happened, I started to put two and two together. You see, we were expected to entertain out-of-town guests after hours. And I thought that that would probably entail dinner and drinks. I learned pretty quick. So eventually I built up a good clientele, you know, and I just dropped the modeling altogether.
It's so hard for me to see you that way. I mean, it's almost unbelievable.
Yeah. And I wish I could take 100 and a knife and cut that part of my life out of my memory, but I can't. You see, your sister, Celeste Napoli, was a whore. And I can't change that.
Why are you talking about it now, then?
Because Scott loves me, and he trusts me. And I feel like I'm cheating on him by not telling him, but if I tell him, I'm gonna lose him, Lisa, and I can't lose him again.
No, but listen, it may be hard for him to hear it, but he may understand. Celeste, he really, really loves you.
Oh, God, Lisa! I stood there, determined to tell him with my mouth open, and the words would not come out. He's had happened to him in his childhood. It just comes back.
Our old man has so much to answer for. He's got one daughter selling herself. His other drowning in a bottle. Emily's life is going to be so much different.
Yeah. It is, thanks to you. I wish I could have been there for you, Lisa, like you were there for Emily.
Honey, who's ever there for you?
Hi, Celeste.
Hi, I'm gonna dash. I'm gonna get the elevator. I'll talk to you.
Yeah, count on it.
Okay.
So, any good news?
There's some bad news. The bad news is that Dr. Donnelly called, and she's on her way, and Dr. Clark called, and he canceled.
What's the good news?
That I have the cake. And if you like it, he can have 1 tier or 10 tiers made up in 2 days' notice.
You try it first.
Oh, it's great. Now you.
Terrific.
That's not a bad idea, you know. Personalized wedding cakes. Bride and groom don't just eat the cake, they eat it off each other.
Hey, you filthy little boy.
Yeah. Well, you never minded before. It may be my last chance.
Ooh. Oh, you should have
I was just kidding, ladies.
I'll hold him.
I was just kidding, Lisa. Really, Lisa, it was an accident. I wasn't trying to hit you. I was...
It's not bad.
I am so sorry. Let me
You won't hold it against us in court or anything.
Usually you throw rice.
We just had a little accident here.
Fraser, are you all right?
Yeah, a bit sticky, but dandy, thank you.
Good. Well, I think we ought to get started, get this underway. So where's Dr. Clark?
Well, Ethan, he called a short while ago. He had to cancel out. I tried to reach you, but it was too late.
Well, then I think we ought to postpone the deposition.
Well, it's not essential for him to be present.
No, but it is essential for his attorney to be, and from the looks of things, you seem to be a little indisposed at the moment.
Calm down, Ethan. Everything is under control. However, since we did agree that Dr. Clark should be present for Dr. Donnelly's deposition, maybe we ought to reschedule for next week.
Well, we'll have to do it next week because we're getting married this Friday.
Heather, what do you say?
Well, if I do it today, was there a chance that I'm going to have to come back again?
It's possible you will. They might want to ask more questions.
Then I would just as soon wait and get it over with all at once.
Fine. I'll talk to Clark, and we'll get in touch in a couple of days.
Okay.
And might I suggest that if Dr. Clark decides to cancel again, he give us a little bit more notice? Thank you.
We'll make sure that it doesn't happen again.
Good.
Well, congratulations. I didn't realize it was this soon.
Well, you got a preview of our wedding cake.
Yes, I did, and it was very good.
I suppose after this, the least we can do is invite you to the wedding.
Yes, you could bring your wife.
No, I'm not married.
Oh, well, there'll be other singles there. In fact, Lisa, you're not taking anybody, are you? Maybe the two of you could go together just for convenience sake.
Meyson, they haven't even been introduced.
Oh, well, Lisa, Fraser, vice versa. Now the rest is up to you.
It's nice to meet you, Lisa. Look, I don't know how you feel about this, but you'd be doing me a big favor. I'm kind of new in town, and I don't know that many people.
Fine,
Great.
fine.
Right. Okay, I'll call you tomorrow then to make arrangements. I'll see y'all soon.
So
Great.
long, Fraser.
Sorry about the cake.
Don't ever do that to me again. I can come up with my own dates. Thank you very much.
Of course, I know that.
She's right. We shouldn't have interfered. We're sorry. We're very sorry. It won't happen again.
At least not so obviously next time. But to show our appreciation, we'd like for you to take the rest of the day off.
Oh, that's considerate, considering it's only after 5 o'clock already.
All right, well, seize the moment and run with it.
I'm running. Thank you very, very much. Good evening. Good evening.
Good night.
This is all your fault, you know. Your very silly behavior.
Yeah, I know that, but actually I'm kind of glad it worked out this way. I wanted to get off early.
Oh, do you have something planned?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. Sort of a rehearsal dinner.
Are you serious?
Have I ever lied to you? About dinner, anyway? Did you know that was still on there?
No. Ooh.
I didn't think so.
You know, I can't believe you'd tell Brandon to take Anissa to the wedding instead of me.
I didn't tell him anything. I just listened to him and sympathized with his plight.
What plight? Having to go with his mother?
No, being put in the middle. You don't want him going with you to the wedding out of guilt. You're not that type of mother.
I thought maybe we could have fun.
Yeah, right, fun, like in war games. Gina, you're not welcome there, so Brandon probably has to leave the party before it even got going, and that's not fair to him.
Okay. I guess you're right.
And there's another reason. I got an invitation. I don't care when I get kicked out.
Are you asking me to go with you?
It would be my very great pleasure.
Oh, Bunny, I knew I could count on you.
Hey.
Where have you been?
I had an errand I had to run. Why didn't you go to the deposition?
Because I wanted to be with you.
Why?
Because I love you. And because you were so upset, I thought it was more important for me to be with you right now. To let you know that everything is going to be all right.
What is it, Scott?
Celeste, there are always going to be problems. But we're 1 foot ahead of the game. We've got each other.
So how long were you waiting out there?
For a while, I was starting to get worried.
Leo Mitchell can't make it here that fast, Jeff.
Yeah, well, he may have friends. Who knows? Michael, why don't you come back to Boston with me? You could stay with us. Amy would love it. You wouldn't believe how big the kids are getting.
I'll come and visit when this is over. I don't want to put your family in any danger.
You know, I could stay here with you if you want me to.
No, I don't want you to. I want you to go home. This is my problem. I'm gonna handle it.
Michael, no man's an island. Remember, we all need each other sometimes.
It's important to me to play it this way, Jeff.
Okay. You know where to call me for any reason at all. Do you still have your service revolver?
No. What happened to your 357?
I figured you might need more firepower than that. Do you remember how to use that?
Isn't the kind of thing you forget.
The rehearsal dinner.
What are we rehearsing for?
For the hundreds of mornings we're going...
This is how you brought me home from the hospital. I felt so safe.
That's the way I always want you to feel with me.
You know, there are some things that nobody can protect you from. Mostly yourself. Your weaknesses.
I realize what must have happened to you today.
What?
I remembered that you went to see Cruz and Eden's baby, didn't you?
Yes.
And then I figured you probably started thinking about Heather's pregnancy and what the doctor said to you. And you probably were so depressed. And you were worried that you couldn't have your own child, our child.
So worried, Scott.
You know what happens when you fall in love with a medical resident?
What?
You have to follow the doctor's orders.
And what are they?
Stop worrying, drink plenty of fluids, and go to bed early with your doctor.
I think there's probably one of those I could follow.
What you gotta do is remember that there's nothing that we can get through because I am in love with you no matter what. You believe me?
I want to.
You don't have any choice.
Come in.
I brought something for you. It's a plane ticket to Boston. You have a lot of friends there who can help you, and you can decide where to go from there.
Thank you, Laura, but I can't use it.
Why are you being so stubborn? There is nothing to prove by staying here. There's nothing to gain. And there is everything to lose. I am begging you to please go away now. You can come back again if you want to, if you decide finally that that's the right thing to do, but please just give yourself some time first to think this through.
I have had 8 years to think it through. It's time to act.
Okay. But be smart. If you back off a little, it'll give Mitchell enough time to get in trouble again with the law, and maybe this time he'll even be put in jail. I took mine out, too.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe someday we'll be able to
Laura,
throw them
no,
away. No, you can't do this.
I can't do anything else. I've stopped running.
Tonight, I'll be reporting from Bonn on the dispute between the United States and West Germany over short-range nuclear weapons in Europe. I'm Tom Brokaw. The story on NBC Nightly News.